and I hope you're ready to start your weekend. Uh, I will be working on Saturday. Told you the schedule was wonky. Anyway, um, I hope you'll forgive me. I really haven't even had my first sip of tea yet. It's early. Actually, I don't know, kind of got up early. Kind of like trying to wake up and get alert. Sometimes easier said than done, am I right? Yeah, definitely. So, oops. I was going to say, let's see if I can just navigate that cup ever so gently down to that little space there. Ended up nudging some cards. Anyway, so, big weekend reading. And this is what the personal readings tend to look like. Sometimes they get a little bigger, sometimes not so much. In any case, we are going to do this now. I'm going to get started. Or I'm going to get started at least laying out cards. By the way, for those of you who aren't aware, 2 days after my birthday, author Kveldolf Gunderson passed away. I just found out. Why? Because I'm not on Facebook. I've actually gotten that question a couple times. Where can I find you on Facebook? You can't. I don't do Facebook. I find that crew a little too stalkery for my taste, so I don't do that. You can find me on Twitter. That's about as mainstream as it gets for me. Or of course, YouTube. If you're watching there. By the way, I also managed to get the Amazon wishlist button up on Clouthub. I found out it could add that, so that's there now. And there's also a button to my Telegram group if you wish to join. I do not have a Discord group just yet. I think really would just like a general chat. We can talk about anything in Telegram. As long as it's kept civil, we're good. Alright, so right now just laying out the cards, but I did manage to get those. I've looked for similar features on Rumble and BitChute, and I think even Odyssey, and I've yet to come across them. So if you're a veteran of those platforms and you know a trick or two, just let me know. You can do it in the comments down below or wherever you may have contact with me personally. And yes, you can contact me personally. You can contact me on Telegram. I'm right there. So, the decks we're going with today are Viking Oracle, Spirit Animal, Tarot Grand Luxe, and the Enchanted Map Oracle. Also Runes of the Gods because they're awesome. In fact, I've actually, I should probably point this out. I've only got one problem with the Runes of the Gods cards, and it's not even really a deal breaker at all. It's just that they're, let me just do this. They're a little uneven, just a little bit. Kind of makes for interesting shuffling though. But we still get the job done. So not a deal breaker with me. There's so much more good about those cards. And if you're interested in learning the runes or, using them for divination, I do recommend this deck. Definitely. Makes them so... And here's something else. Let me just pull these. These cards make it so easy for the beginner to learn. And they're nice little updates and things like that. Little refresher knowledge, quick reference, if you will. Makes it so much easier to learn than having to read through an entire book or booklet just to learn it. So anyway, let's get down to it. So, for this weekend, we are... Didn't they come up yesterday? I'm going to take this to mean you started trusting your intuition. Because that's what the Norns are. They are very intuitive. Sometimes fates are fixed. You know what the difference between a fixed fate and a fate you can change is? You. That's it. You. The decisions you make, every decision you make has an outcome. And our guide is none other than the Will of Weird. So, Will of Weird, that's a very interesting card because it further reinforces what I just said. With the Will of Weird tells us that magic is a very real force in our lives, just as you are a very real force in your own. So don't dwell in the past, or you'll miss your present, and thus your opportunity to direct your future. So even those external influences may affect us. You never know. But it's like I've said before. Let's say that I say something you don't like. You then have a choice. You can handle it like a mature, rational adult. In fact, this happened yesterday. I posted the photo of the reading, and someone came scurrying into my comments. This is on one of the social media sites that I'm on. And he's out to warn everyone, this is satanic, don't do this, don't, no. It also happens on Clouthub where people post that little red circle emoji or whatever. Now, by posting this, we have what I'm doing here. And what I'm doing here is just reading cards. I'm interpreting them. I'm getting these messages. I'm looking to see what I can see. And then I relay those messages to you. That's how this works. If this is something that you don't agree with, you can walk away. There's literally nothing keeping you here. If this is something that you do agree with, well then you can stay. If this is something you find reprehensible and you just cannot stand it, again, you can walk away, you can block me, you can do whatever you like. But that response is up to you. You decide what the response is. And after a little while of being handily judged by this guy, I decided to just block him. I've got no time for him. I'm not going to let him waste mine, right? I gave him several warnings that he can act like a rational, mature adult, block me and move on, or just ignore the post altogether. He was not ready to do that. He was not hearing a bar of that song, so Drat a little bit and Fantadeg. Yeah. So, spirit animal. We've got a crow. So we are co-creating with spirit today. Here's the thing. Just about every spiritual teaching has a very common thread. Somehow, some way, no matter what the story is in our creation, we all have the power to create. That is a godlike power. That is something to take advantage of. It doesn't matter whether you're writing a book, drawing a picture, painting a portrait, writing a piece of music, or just collaborating with others to make a really interesting story develop, right? Or even, and this one, I keep kicking myself in the head for not mentioning this, but if you're in the kitchen and you're creating a dish, guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, when you take your time with that, that is where real magic happens. When you can warm not only someone's belly, but their soul and their heart with the food that you make, you've created magic. You're not seeing a bunch of sparkling pixie dust everywhere, but you are creating it. Understand? Hope you're getting that. So let's go to the tarot for the mind today. Or for this weekend. We have the Star. We have a Three of Coins. And we have a Queen of Wands. Starting with that Star, we can see we're emerging, at least mentally. And it's always a great thing to see the Star out, because the Star is not the moon. People tend to get those two. Kind of conflated with this. This is that emerging hope, right? We all have some sense of it. You know, as Razorfist put it in one of his videos, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing a little bit here, on the channel The Rageaholic on YouTube and Odyssey and wherever fine videos are purveyed. This is no time to be black-pilled. This is no time to give up or roll over or decide, well, there's nothing we can do. Ladies and gentlemen, I've told you time and again, you are an incredibly powerful person. If that's not true, then why are so many extreme polar opposites trying to get and control you? Why are they trying to collectivize you? Why do they try to ruin you if you don't go along? And it's not just one side doing that, ladies and gentlemen. It's both sides. No matter which one you subscribe to, you must be all on board with one or all on board with the other, and if you're not, well, then you're laughed at, you're ridiculed, all that stuff. It makes no sense. Just be you. Don't tie your identity to a group. Don't tie your identity to anything. Remember, now is a good time to, if you haven't aligned your life properly, now's a good time to do it. Let's go on to this one. This is collaboration, ladies and gentlemen. This is hard work, but it's also collaboration. It's okay to collaborate with others. It's just not a good idea to get your entire being wrapped up in them, because I can tell you this, when it comes right down to it, there is a very real chance that if you question anything, you will be tossed out, and, you know, yeah, it's never good. Take it from experience here. I've done that before, tied my identity in with groups and things like that, and, you know, whenever that's over, then I'm like, oh crap, what now? That's never a good situation to be in, so just don't put yourself in that situation. And finally, that Queen of Wands. Let me tell you something about this Queen of Wands. Yep, I'm going to use a Game of Thrones reference here. That's a lot of fire. She is confident. She is controlled. Self-controlled, by the way. Mother of dragons. She directs those beasts. They do not direct her. I hope that's very clear. So right here in this mental sect, we've got a little bit of a leadership attitude here. So I'm loving that. And in the body we have the Eight of Coins. we have a King of Swords. And we got a Four of Cups. And the Eight of Coins, you can see even more hard work here, or more diligent effort. This guy is doing his research. Are you? To manifest that physical, you got to know what you're doing. I mean, it can't be all airy fairy flighty type thinking, right? That King of Swords, there's more confidence here, but this isn't the physical. So you have to exude it today, or this weekend rather, because this reading covers the entire weekend. And that Four of Cups, I usually kind of put this one as the apathy card, but no. Let me show you something. You've got three full cups there. You're good with what you've got, emotionally speaking, but you're also dreaming of new possibilities. Right? You're kind of considering those options. It's a good thing to consider options, especially now. Let me tell you why. Just in the physical section alone here, there are lots of jobs out there, right? So if you're kind of thinking about starting a new career, now's a great time. Because it also, as you're looking, gives you better time to negotiate a new raise. Right now, employers are competing like crazy to not only get people, but keep them. I can tell you this much, even McDonald's is so short-staffed right now. It's nuts. That's why the drive-through lines, they're long. I know, I've been by, I've seen them. They're nuts. Alright, so going to the spiritual here, we have Three of Wands. We have a Knight of Swords. And then we have this Ten of Swords. So, looking out over a horizon, this looks rather comfortable, to be honest with you. Kind of looking out at that ship of yours as it sails off. But this Knight of Swords is direct, quick action. And what it looks like to me with this Ten of Swords in the Rider-Waite tarot, it's a guy laying on the ground with literally 10 swords just running him through into the ground. This is the what army did you piss off, Rasputin? But with this Ten of Swords, it's also representative of, it can represent betrayal, but it can also represent triumph over evil. With it being here in the spirit section, your direct action, you know what you're doing. Don't worry. You'll win out. You'll win out in the end. So, here we go with the, you know what, I'm just going to turn all these over at once. So we have, in the mind, rescue. In the body, protecting the treasure. And here in the spirit, we have a dragon's lair. So let's see what these cards have for us. What kind of message? Looks like a lot of fun, really. We're going to go with rescue. So, here's the thing. This card, though, in your mental area is actually pointing toward this spread right here, this whole section, because the most important support you can expect is from the spirit right there, pointing at that crow spirit too, because it's telling us we need to co-create with the spirit. So you get into a right relationship with the divine, you'll see that many conditions line up as if by magic. Well, weird there. To provide you with all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There is no need to fear. Safety is a place within. And we talked about that with Frithgeared yesterday, right? Taking a little bit of refuge there. You do have it in you. Now it's just time to realize it. So protecting the treasure. I can see this card pointing right here at this 8 of coins. I can see pointing at all of this. You're considering those new opportunities, but again, do your due diligence here. So, nurture that which you hold dear. That's that 4 of Cups there. It's a good time to strengthen bonds of friendship and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested right now, know there's a true and loyal heart always achieves its aim. Take refuge under an angel's wing. You are not alone. You have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. There you go. So your treasure is safe and sound. You have no need to worry there. Now we're going to go into the dragon's lair. Find out what's going on in there. So you have this remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You're about to enter dangerous territory, so tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. Let's see. That said, peril is also exciting and exhilarating. So, like the danger you feel before you enter a new relationship, knowing you'll be changed forever. A life fully lived isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there is greater value in risk-taking than remaining unchallenged. We kind of hear about that a lot, don't we, today? People don't want their views challenged. They just wanted relative safety. Makes sense. I get it. But again, if your views are never challenged, if your theories are never tested, then you have no idea what the facts are. And you'll always be going off half-cocked. Not a good place to be. Finally, we have Algiz. Here we go. There's a protection rune right in the mental. We have Perthro. This is, of course, your intuition. You've done this before. This is also about risk-taking. Follow trust your intuition. But also do your research. Trust but verify here. And then finally, we do have Thurasaz. So this is your conflict and challenge. Looks like the conflict and challenge is mostly coming up in the spirit here. But remember, you're co-creating, so you have to join the two realms together. You have to join the physical, the emotional, the creative, and the logical, the mental. We've got all 4 elements in this reading right here, and it's important to put them together and balance them out, because when you do that, they will begin to work for you. And that can be your greatest weapon. That's what helps you take the thorn out of your side, if you will. Now, I've said that this card also represents triumph over evil. However, the thing is, you're only as good as the villain you face. And I'm going to give everyone a little warning here. Be careful who you make a villain in your life. Because you pick a fight with the wrong person, well, it could result in ass kicking after ass kicking. Not something you want. In this case, I'm not seeing the outcome of success. I'm not seeing the outcome of triumph. What I'm seeing is the possibility of those two things. But it's up to you to ensure it. And you have to do that with some confidence. You have to do it with knowing you've got what it takes to take what they've got and you have the ability to turn things on their heads when need be. So, the possibility exists. It's not exactly fated. Not without you employing a little bit of that magic you got in you. And your magic could be something as simple as influence. And I do see that. But you've got that renewed hope, you've got that strength. Always have that ready to go. And that's the advice that we've gotten this weekend. So what is that new venture you're looking at? What do you got going on? Are you looking at some it's definitely something earthly, that's for sure. But if you've got it on your mind to pursue it, then now's a great time to take those risks. Take those risks. Have your ideas challenged. See how they hold up. And if they don't hold up, well then don't worry about it. Again, don't tie your identity to your ideas. Don't tie your identity to that project or a group or anything like that. In any case, that's what I've got for you for this weekend. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you need me, I'll be around. You know where to contact me. All the links are in the description below, unless you're on Clouthub. But yeah, I've got links in the descriptions on BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, and YouTube. If you would like a personal reading, much like the one you saw here today, toss me something off the Amazon wish list, or bring a friend. Have them reference you. In any case, I gotta get out of here. Love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Do what lights you up. And as always, shine on.